So in today's video, we're going to be talking about whether or not red light therapy can have an effect on your anxiety levels. Now, obviously, I must preface this video by saying, we're not going to say that we're going to treat or diagnose any kind of disorder. But what I'm going to do is actually show you the results from a study that was using people with a generalized anxiety disorder and the results they got in 8 weeks using red light therapy. What's up, guys? It's Nick Katia and welcome to the Mitochondria YouTube channel. On this channel, you're going to find a ton of content, all about light, circadian rhythms, and how you can optimize these things in order to live your best life. If you haven't already done so, please make sure that you hit both the subscribe and the notification bell. That way you find out as soon as we release new content like you're about to watch right now. So we're going to be talking about anxiety, which, we're going to see some of the results from a study right now, but I think we also can't skip over the fact that something like anxiety is a multifaceted disorder. There can be so many different aspects in your life. There's often a specific trigger for your anxiety. I know for me personally, I don't actually have a lot of anxiety on a baseline level. But, when it comes to certain things, when I've been in financial problems or there's been family worries, those are moments when I will have, elevated levels of anxiety, and that is obviously the root cause for me. For some people, it could be a chemical imbalance, or it could be some other aspect in your life, and there's no ways that red light therapy is gonna, you apply a red light therapy device to your face, and then your money problems all go away. It would be fantastic, but unfortunately, that's not how it works. What we can say is that there are some mechanisms which may aid and help you in this situation. But again, we're not trying to diagnose or treat any specific symptom in this video. Really, I'm just going to show you the results from a specific study. Okay, so this study was titled Transcranial Photobiomodulation with Near-Infrared Light for Generalized Anxiety Disorder. It was published in the Journal of Photomedicine and Lasers in Surgery. And what they did in this study is they took 15 people who all had generalized anxiety disorder, also known as GAD, and they all performed what's known as the Hamilton Anxiety Scale, which is a subjective test in order to test their levels of anxiety. So on day one, they took all those measurements, and then every single day for the next 8 weeks, they performed what's called transcranial red light therapy. So it was right against their forehead, and they did that every single day, and then they retested using the Hamilton Anxiety Scale every single week for 8 weeks. So the results, and I think this is really important that we cover this graph quite thoroughly because it shows some really great information based on what we understand about anxiety. You can see that they broke the group down into two different subsections, responders and non-responders, and then they also took an average between the two. So if you've got a factor in your life that is causing some form of anxiety and you know what it is, that's probably, where those non-responders come in, where, red light therapy is not going to really help them much because that, whatever the underlying issue is still there. But you can see, the group who were classified as responders, across the 8 weeks, they had pretty substantial decreases in their anxiety scores. And then even on average, you can see that there was a decrease across the full 8-week span. So just to give you a bit of reference, in this study, they used a dosage of 36 joules per centimeter squared. And if you wanted to achieve that dosage using a MyLight device, just for a reference, the MyLight MIDI, you can get that dose in 6 minutes at a distance of 6 inches. Now, in the study, obviously when they ended, they wanted to discuss, what was the mechanism? How was red light therapy able to reduce the anxiety levels in the people that it had a positive effect on? What they said is, obviously we can't cut open a human's brain, but they were able to look at some studies where they used the same protocol using mice, where you can cut them open and see, what's happening inside their head. And they noticed that the group that had red light therapy applied to their head, they had elevated levels of serotonin in their prefrontal cortex. Now, obviously, serotonin is an extremely important neurotransmitter for regulating your mood. So that is a possible mechanism of how it was decreasing their levels of anxiety. One of the other things that they tested in this specific study with humans, they also checked their sleep quality, and they noticed there was an improvement in their sleep quality following, the red light therapy sessions that they did over the 8 weeks. Now, if you want to learn more about sleep and how red light therapy has an effect on that, then I'll link to a video where we discuss that specifically, and you can see some of the drastic results that you get using red light therapy in order to improve your sleep quality. But for today's video, just to summarize again, we've covered that there are certain instances where red light therapy seems to have an effect, but it should never be something that is used to, treat a form of anxiety that has been, diagnosed by a medical professional. And if you do have some form of anxiety, obviously our first suggestion is to make sure that you seek professional advice and seek the right treatment so that you know you're on the right path for your specific condition. Other than that, guys, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. Please make sure that you smash the thumbs up button on this video. That gives us the motivation to make more content like this for you. But other than that, I hope that you have a fantastic day further, and we will chat again soon. Cheers.